Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's session. Tonight we're going to be approaching the session in a little bit more of a different format, as I've got a special guest here, somebody that I've known for quite some time, very good friend of mine. We've worked together in the past, and I think his story speaks to everybody about entrepreneurship and how it all started for me and how it started for everybody else. So thank you and welcome. You see, his name is Selelo. Give people. How are you? Give. Unmute yourself. I can't hear you.
I'm good. How are you, Charles?
I'm very well, thanks. I'm very well. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Nice to see you and the rest of the team.
Yeah, it's been a while. Our all fellow entrepreneurs, with the people in the room here tonight, and they are all part of our that 1 year Tonight entrepreneurship program. But literally everywhere in the country. I've got my colleague Kolela here as well. He also is working for the One Foundation. Perhaps Kolela, if you just want to quickly introduce yourself to Gift as well. And
Hi. We are so pleased to have you here. Hopefully, everyone will get the benefit of being inspired, and truly, I'm truly looking forward to hearing your talk this afternoon. Oh, it's evening in my time. I like saying it's afternoon as if I live in a different country. But welcome. We're truly looking forward to having these type of sessions with you in future as well. To my colleagues who are here, the entrepreneurs, guys, I wish I was in your shoes, but luckily I'll get the same benefit as you. Learn as much as you can and ask as many questions as you can. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Kolela. Anyway, guys, thank you. And I think, I know your story. Provided you are open to discuss and share your journey as an entrepreneur, where it all started for you, where you come from, and your passion for business. So let's have a conversation. But I think let's start at the beginning. How old were you? Where were you from? Where are you from? Tell everybody a little bit about that.
Okay. Can I come in, Charles? Even though I was struggling to hear you because of the some sound, I don't know whether was it from my side or from the network from your side.
Could be network. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, for sure. I can hear you better.
Sorry, man. I've got load shedding at my end now for almost 2 days. So my network goes like this. Then it's good. Then it's bad. Especially when I'm on my generator, it seems to struggle a bit. Okay, but I think just tell us a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself. Where are you from? How did you start off as an entrepreneur? Where did it start for you?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you to take this opportunity to thank the One Foundation for this. Explain. My name is Selelo Gift. My surname is Nja. I'm from South Africa, born in Limpopo. So my journey begins at 2005. After completing my matric, I went to Rustenburg looking for the greener pasture. So after some up and down, then I managed to meet a gentleman by the name of Charles. By the time we were pushing Kwevo. So I was mentored by Kwevo to be where we are today. So I will give you guys the background of where we come from and where we are now. Let's say the IT and Business Center is the company which I'm heading. I'm the director of that company, which was founded in 2009. The company begins at an internet cafe when we start the company. It started as an internet cafe, but with the vision of being one of the best competitors in the field of the technology. Through the mentorship of Fireball Mentoring, we have managed to get our shape to be where we are, where we want to be in terms of the branding and what we wanted to be in a formal way. So our company is the company which specializes in a photocopy machine. We do the CCTV, the intercom, the access control, taking the services to the schools as our core client. So Lesedi has been through up and down like any other businesses until it has the breakthrough 3 years back, where we have managed to get some of the partnership through the APSA. That's where we're doing the photocopy machines to the 2 provinces, which is Northwest and Limpopo. So in short, it has been a milestone for where we are today. We are one of the biggest competitor in the city or in the town of Brits, because our head office now is in Brits. Our company started from the location to the city. Now our company, we are in a corporate way, where it was from the formal, from informal to the formal. So we're doing very well. So to the other entrepreneurs who are here today, I'm so excited and encouraging you guys, like just hold on and pursue on your dream and keep on working hard. It takes time to be where you want to be, but like if you work very hard towards your dream, like definitely you will be where you are, where you want to be. So we have managed to create the employment of 12 people, which is permanent, and for the 2 branches, one in Limpopo, one in Northwest. So you can imagine from a small room, which was the small internet cafe, from there on to the main corporate office. So like we've grown so big and we're so proud of our progress, and our company like is doing very well so far. And so to the other entrepreneur guys, never take these programs like this for granted. They really helped, and because I'm one of the beneficiaries which I was helped from this program. Yeah, so thank you for the opportunity, Charles, and the rest.
Yeah. Thanks. Tell me, can you recall the first time we met? Where were you at that stage? What was happening in your life? Tell me. Can you share with everybody?
Yeah, like when I start my business begins with a second-hand computer. So I remember I got a donation from you, Charles, 1 printer. Those Pintam one, if you guys remember the Pintam one, that's where we began our business. It was very challenging, but through the vision and the commitment which we have, so we're not surprised to be where we are, Charles and the rest of the team. Yeah.
So when you started, you had that little section in the shop that you sub-rented from somebody else. You had the corner, and then you expanded. You started to train even youngsters from what was the village called?
Letabong.
Letabong, yeah, Letabong. I want to show you guys where Letabong is based, because I don't think people know where Letabong is. So I'm just going to show them quickly if I can share my screen. This is the map of, you guys will recognize Sun City and Rustenburg and Victoria. You're currently based in Brits, so there's kind of Brits. Well, here we go. This is the Is that one of your pictures, Jeff?
Yeah, there in the old computer, man. I wish we had shared, but like honestly speaking, it has been a milestone, Charles, from where it was and where we are today.
I think it's an inspiration. If you started in a rural village, what is the closest town is 55, 60 kilometers in either way, or even further. I'm not sure how far Rustenburg is. It still is in that area, but it's such a remote area. For somebody to start a business there, I think that really took a lot of guts and commitment. But you had a vision, and your vision was where you are today. And I mean, how long ago was this now? This is almost what? It's not 10 years. We're talking about 7 years. Can you hear me?
And Charles?
Yeah. How long ago was this when you started? Was it 7 years or? I think it was, you said 2005 then when we first met, and then you just started your internet cafe.
Yeah, man, like Charles, honestly speaking, man, like you opened my emotions because where it was, man, it was something which not everyone could believe this will be what it is today, Charles. Like you are revealing the pains, man, you know, honestly speaking, but at the same time, if I have to cry, yeah, if I have to cry, it will be the tears of joy, man, because from where I was to where I am, Charles, it's a very big difference, Charles, and the rest of the team, because I got this thing which I used to tell the people, like, if people never laughed at your dream, then your dream was very small. So people have laughed at me when we started that business. They said, like, they didn't see where we want to be, but they're so shocked at the same time. One of the heroes from the village, from where it was, because everything happens in the tip of the eyes. You know, there was no any hidden agenda. Everything was open. So people, they're not surprised because from where it was to where it is now. And like, honestly speaking, we're the hero of the community now from where we're doing the business.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I think, you know, it's owed to your commitment and your passion, you know, and the vision that you had as an entrepreneur. Because you scaled your business. You started off very, very small. Then gradually sort of added on additional components, additional services. You know, I think your success is based on the fact that your business grew organically. You didn't go from day one to jump forward 10 years and try to grab the biggest contract out there. You started off building your reputation, establishing yourself in your local community, then, you know, building your business, your vision of having multiple branches, you know, of the city business center all over, you know, the Northwest. And that is still going on. That is going on.
Yes, man.
So the fact is that, you know, and I think this is for everybody's benefit, guys. Do not give up when you are small. You know? You have to have that vision in your mind, where you want to be in this business of yours, or where you want to be in life 5 years, 10 years from now. How long did it take you to buy your first car? I remember you sent me a WhatsApp one day saying you bought your starter pack. I remember that.
Yes, man. Like, you remember, Charles, I was doing the marketing to the schools and the rest of the team. Pedestrian, I was not having any car, but if I was driven by the passion. So you can imagine taking one taxi from one place to another. And also it disgraces you when you go there, you say, guys, I can sell this machine for 40,000 or 50,000, but hence you don't have a mobile. So the guys, they don't believe in your dream most of the time. Only few people who are willing to take the risk and also say, let's give this guy a chance to see whether we'll be able to provide what he's doing or not. We bought our first car. I bought a scooter. I did marketing with the scooter. I forgot the name, but it's like, I'll get the name. But these small ones, you know, that was my first types of the mobile, which I was using to do door-to-door to the schools. I driven the scooter, that small scooter, guys, if you know that scooter. It was an automatic one, very small. And from there on, my first car, we managed to buy a Golf 1. That's where we started to get the shape. But today, as we speak, the rest of the team got the fleet of the cars of almost over 12 vehicles, from scooter to 12 vehicles, branded professionally so, as well as the team, technical, the departmental team, which you can think about, we have it. And from there, we are applying back to the schools, where we got this program called My School Award program, where we go to the schools, we give them the certificate, the trophies, century towers, as well as the part of the motivation and tell them, guys, you need to believe in your dream. It takes time. It takes time to believe. It's a process which we need to follow, as long as you don't lose the focus of where you want to be. And you're the only one who got the shape of your business. So you just have to extract it. So, but you need hardworking team, and we need to lead by example. That's what we did, you know. Yeah.
I think you mentioned something very, very important is the team. You know, the people around you that you brought in to help support your business and to share your vision of that business going forward. You know, that is an important key in any business. So whether you're still at the idea stage, you might just have a business idea. But already in your mind, you should have a picture of what it will look like when this idea becomes real. You see it in your mind's eye to understand it, and then try and get a picture of who do you, what sort of person do you need, what sort of skills will they need to have to be able to support you in this vision that they need to buy in on your vision and support you going forward. And I think that's something that you mentioned is that, you know, it's part of business. People, good people, having the right people on board. Because if you have the right people on board to help to support you, you will grow. That is very, very key. Anyway, so
sorry for interruption, Charles. And the other thing, my business was not financed, Charles. I didn't have, and the rest of the team, I didn't have any financial backup. I started everything from minus zero to be where we are today. We didn't get any finance. Our business was not financed by any institution. It was financed by hard work and commitment, which we had at the rest of the team. And like, we're proud of ourselves as so far, and to the rest of the team, which are here, guys, different stakeholders, different entrepreneurs. Believing your dream is the key, and working very hard is the key. So automatically, gradually, it goes and it will reward yourself. It will reward yourself automatically, as long as you have that dream.
And it's important, you know, everybody chases after funding, investment. You need money to grow a business. And I believe that is true. You need money to grow a business. But if you can self-finance your growth organically, like you've done it, you know, you self-financed your growth. You took it very, very slowly. And all the profits that you made, you pushed back into your company. And that again gave you the opportunity to grow it and to scale it. You know, so I think that is the most, probably some of the most value advice that anybody can give to a person. Don't go get funding just because you think it's there or if you can need it. Sure enough, at some point in time, you might need it to buy a machine, to buy a car, to expand. And that's great. That's what it's there for. But it also puts you in debt. You know, it puts you in a disadvantage owing an organization money. And if you do not have that burden on your shoulders, it opens up your mind to think about, you know, expanding your business and doing things and, you know, bringing on board different. You become more creative. You do not have financial stresses on you. So that's, yes, funding is important, getting investment is important, but make sure that happens when it is at the correct time. Do not unnecessarily drop yourself into financial, you know, obligations that you don't really need at that time. If anything else you want to add to the group here, before I'm going to open up the floor and ask them to ask you questions.
Yeah, what I want to say to the guys and the rest of the team is that you need to have you must associate with the people who are sharing the same ideas with you, and also don't be afraid to go and knock. You go and whatever the idea which you have, just write it down and go and knock. And also you need to have the multiple of streams, because sometimes one stream is challenging, especially the shape of the economy doesn't favor you. So you need to have something which will always have the backup for your plan, because automatically there are some of the services which they complement one another. So it's something which I'll encourage our fellow entrepreneur here also to look at something like that, you know, so in the future just to keep that business running and also to venture. As well as they must believe in the branding. If you have a vehicle, because we're not bigger than our brand, so people, they must always see the brand which is hiring us to be where we are, because we are what we are because of the name of the entrepreneur. So people, they need to believe in the brand, to believe in the dream. For instance, Monday to Friday, I'm driving the vehicles for the company. I'm wearing the uniform, complete uniform. When you see me, you see me as an employee because I'm not bigger than my brand and I'm not bigger than my staff. And the other thing, the rest of the team, let us not rush to grow, to be the millionaires. Let's go with the process. Know your business. Feed your business. Know the weak point. Know when is a good time for your business, when it's happy, and know the feelings of your business when it's not in the good shape. So it's like with me here, we know the feelings. Oh, today is not a good shape for our business. We're growing with our business gradually until the right time comes, so then we can challenge the big deals if it has to be. Yeah, thank you.
Valuable advice. Valuable advice. Guys, anybody who's got a question for Gift? Any questions from anybody? Open up your mic. You're welcome to ask. Any comments? Any Gift? Any questions? Come on, guys. You've got the opportunity to speak to a fellow entrepreneur who's been through the journey that you started on. So tap into his expertise and his experience. That's why he's here tonight. I think everybody is. You can just unmute yourself, ask a question.
Are you talking, Charles? I don't think you're audible. I can't hear you properly. If you're asking me to ask the question, I don't know if it's my turn or I'm superimposing on. Oh, okay.
I think it's my. Let me put my video off. Perhaps it will be better. So yeah, Tsepo, please, you're welcome to ask a question if anything. Go for it.
Okay. Tsepo here. Your story is very inspirational, especially when you talk about self-financing. You understand? I think many of us entrepreneurs, especially startups, we struggle with financial runway. You understand? Usually startups, they close, or you open a business and then it operates for a short period of time because of the financial constraints, or because you lack financial runway. So what I want to know is that how do you keep a startup open with limited funds that you have? I mean, in terms of operation, in terms of marketing, and or so that's my question. Thank you.
Okay, Tsepo, thank you so much, Tsepo. You need to live beyond what you can afford, Tsepo, and the rest. Firstly, as I'm saying, the most challenging part which kills the small businesses is because sometimes we live above our expenses. And the other part, you need to have a clear picture of what you want and what can you afford. And you need to classify the processes where you want to be. For example, like I've started my business with the second-hand computers, even though I wish to have the new computers. But I said, if I can get a second-hand computers for a startup, which can take me from point A to point B, just to run up and test the system, also will it be good for me or what? So then, and definitely it has worked for me. That's a pattern of second-hand stuff. So to be where we are today. And in terms of the cash flow, I didn't rush to eat the commission. From what I was accumulating, I was investing back to the business, because people, they hate to buy what they don't get. Always when they come to the shop, if they want something, you always say you don't have. So then they lose the morale, even though they want to support you. So obviously, wherever you are, you know the shape of the community which you are saving, or you know the shape of the people which you are saving. So you need to align your financial muscle according to their needs. What can you do for them, and what can you add in terms to improve their services and also be accessible to our customers? Because the other thing which kills us is the arrogant, if I can put it that way. Most of us, like when we think like we've made it, we start to disrespect the people which they've built us to be where we are. So automatically they start to lose the interest from or supporting your business. So you need to be accessible, be the person of the people, just compromise wherever you have to compromise. So then definitely your business will grow. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Tepa.
Thank you.
Israel, you've got your hand up. You've got a question?
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you to hear that very informative and inspiring motivation. I've got just one question really to, most of the time we say the business is good as its employees. I want to check your relationship with your employees because I think that's a main people in your business who are doing the work for you every day. The other one is just a comment really which tells us about the self-financing, if that is the root. Because as you are saying, my understanding is that it means that when you are self-financing, it makes you grow easily when this business is successful. The last one is just to the information you gave it to us that you must have a numerous source of revenue. You mustn't rely on one. I think that's one, so that if the one side of a business come down, the other one will be able to grow. So thank you very much. I think the story is very interesting. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Israel, thank you so much. To answer you on the question of my relationship with my employee, if you can check me, I'm still very young, and I'm surrounded by the young guys. So I've told them, like, guys, let's have the pride of the ownership from what we are building. We're still very young. We told them, like, let's invest in our age. And from them, must keep in mind, we're dealing with the big corporate, we're challenging the big corporate. So big corporate, they've got stable finance, they've got the resources. But small guys like us, we don't have the resources. But I told my team, like, guys, we don't have the financial muscle. Let us equip ourselves on skills. So to the point whereby we must always provide the best solution to our client. And the way I operate my business towards our competitor, as we are going to be the option, we're going to be the option whereby, like, if the big guys have disappointed you, we are always the option to accommodate you. So in the other part, like, I'm not the boss where I'm working. We are all the employees. So whatever the opportunity comes, I always encourage my guys. You will never notice the difference if you come to our office. You will only notice the difference when you have to come to the decision making. But the rest of the team, you need to give them the opportunity to prove themselves, and you need to equip them with the skills, and you need always to show them the bigger picture, because you must understand that being a small business, having 12 people, paying them like 3,000 is a small money, but you must always show them the future. Guys, in the future, the business will be like this. Don't lose hope. Don't give up. This is where we are going. This is a learning curve of growing the business. Let us all enjoy the benefit and the history, which will all rejoice in the future when we talk about the growth of our business. So that's the pattern which I'm using, delegating them to the meetings, because they need to be familiar with the environment wherever they go. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, Israel. Anybody else with a question? Anything else? Edwin, you can just unmute yourself.
So my question is that, how do you overcome like the people who criticize your product? Most of the time, as a startups, we have this thing of lacking resources and everything to perfect our products. But then you show your product to the people and they say like, this thing won't work, such things, such negative energy. I just want to know how do you overcome negative image, especially from customers and everyone you believe they could have supported you?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Edwin. As I've mentioned before, if you can see me, I'm wearing the brand. I'm wearing the brand to tell you, say, Olive. So therefore,
sorry, Gift, you're muted. You muted yourself.
okay, sorry. As I was saying, Edwin, I'm wearing the brand here. Let's say Olivetti. So therefore, I mentioned before that wherever I go, I'm not bigger than my brand. So first of foremost, Edwin, there is no way I'll go to the client wearing Bush. So therefore, I don't believe in my brand. So for me, it's very cheap to brand to keep your brand alive. Just buy a golf shirt, 50 rand, do embroidery, 30 rand. So you need to learn, you need to align the system of believing in your brand. So with me, I've suffered those criticism a lot, but sometimes the people, they do listen if you give them the valid reason. Like, listen here, guys, I'm not the manufacturer. I'm just bringing the solution to you and it. And we're trying to save your money. And the other part, again, there is no way my competitor will speak the positive things about me. But being approaching the customer with a branded scarf, uniform, business card, customized everything, automatically they see the professionalism in our field. So that's the other thing which we have to do. So the most of the failure whereby people they being criticized is because some of them they don't believe in the brand. So they are doing the camouflage. When you do the camouflage, it's very rare people to believe in the brand. And it's very easy to be dropped out because if I come well prepared, well presented, definitely I'm going to kick you out from the field. Thank you, Edwin.
Thanks, Edwin. Tsepo, you got a follow-up question? So you got your hand up again?
Not necessarily a follow-up question. It's just a new question because I'm very interested in the expansion, you understand? So now, in my understanding is that when a business expands, because I think we as entrepreneurs, we have a problem of letting go of responsibility or delegation. You understand? You want to be the CEO, the director, the operation manager, and so on. And it's inherent because now the business is your baby and you want to nurture it to the best of your ability. Now, when coming to expansion, Mr. Mpia, and letting go of, you understand, some responsibilities and trusting somebody else with your baby, how do you do that from a business point or for the business perspective and from an emotional perspective? Because I understand that emotions are also attached to business. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Tsepo, alone you cannot do it. That's why you're going to be overloaded. So just need to take that risk and delegate. As much as I'm saying that you need to sit down with your staff. Those are the people they can understand, and there is no jobs now. You show them like, guys, there's no job, but this is what I can offer. If you are able to it, then let's grow together. If you don't afraid of the challenges, let's grow together. So people, they feel privileged when you delegate them, not being a boss. So the point of us being a freelance because we want to play the big role before it's matured. So if you come to our workplace, you'll not find boss here. You'll find the technician, you'll find the admin, you'll find the sales rep. So I'm there to mentor them, but I'm there as a guardian to protect this beautiful being which I'm trying to build at the same time. So showing them, guys, my role is to protect the brand. So this is what I need from you guys. I need to see you growing. I need to see you be matured and be responsible. So let me learn from you, learn from what I have. And I'm open for the discussion and I'm open for the new ideas which they bring on board. So even though sometimes it takes time for me to take a decision because you have to analyze it and see the risk and the possibilities on that. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sipho. Somebody else had a hand up earlier on. Who was that?
Yeah, it was me.
Warendeni, over to you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, clearly.
Okay, yeah, thank you for giving me this opportunity. This session for today, it was very inspiring. Yeah? But I want to touch on something here about self-funding, because sometimes I think it will even depend on what kind of business do you want to make. For example, if okay, from my point of view, let's say the machine is 30,000 rand, and then second-hand machine is maybe 15,000 or 20,000. Then sometimes you will need funding, and then maybe you are not even working at that moment. Maybe the raw materials are more than 60,000 for you to run the business smoothly. So that's another thing that maybe from my side, I think when we talk about self-funding, it will depend even on the kind of business you are talking about. And then I have this question for you, Charles, about funding. Or, for example, if CETA is funding you, how long do they give you for you to pay them back? Thank you.
Sure. I think, look, I don't know exactly what CETA's payment terms are because they there's terms and conditions into many aspects. So I would suggest just knock on their door and ask them. But I do agree with you. Self-funding is not always possible. It's very much dependent on the type of business that you run. You might need money to buy stock, to be able to supply on a contract or to buy raw materials or rent equipment, So yeah, I acknowledge the fact that resources you need, but if it's needed, then it's needed. Then I don't see a problem with that because you're going to repay it most probably in a very short term or a short turnaround time. So yeah, it's very dependent on the business model, how your funding, is required or what funding is required. But if you're running a small business or a shop that you can grow organically over time, that you can fund out of your own pocket with your own profits that you generate over time, what you're doing is you're building sustainability in your business, not being dependent on funders. But it very much differs from business model to business model. I agree with you there. Gift, anything from your side you want to add to that?
Yeah, yeah, that's very good. When we talk about the self-funding and issue of the funded. But obviously, as you know, like it's the wish of every businessman or every small businessman to be funded. So the point being, if you don't get that opportunity to be funded, what will you do? So that's where I was fitting in from my situation. I had a dream, Morendeni and the rest of the team, being a very big guy, having better equipment. But the point being, the situation by that time was not allowing me. Otherwise, I could have failed to be where I am today. So I took the risk of, let me say, from what I have and see whether we're able to make it or not. So far, like, man, it has been very tough situations where you need 10 rand to get 20 rand, but you cannot get it. That's why it delays us the issue of the lack of the funding. But sometimes being self-funded, it shows the discipline, it shows the motivation, and it shows how powerful can you overcome the situation, which is very hard. So with me, like, I'm so proud of myself. I know I can overcome most of these situations. As we speak now, we're opening a new store next year in a Brett Mall for the sneaker. That shop, it needs like a 500,000 minimum. So we're fighting very hard to accumulate that money to get from the supplier and see what we can do. Because the funding, it doesn't come. So the dream will just die or it just flourish from the air. So if maybe you have the family who can assist you, rather do that. If you have the ways and option to do it, rather do that. Most of the time, what I'm doing, if I know I can get a car to in the future, I used to sell what I have just to fund myself. So then if I fail, I know that I'm still safe. So if I make it, I can still get a better car than what I have today. So thank you. That's my pattern of the funding which I was doing most of the time. Yes, thanks.
Thanks, Gift. Benny, you still got your hand up, or you got your hand up now? Any questions from you?
Yes, how are you, Charles?
Good, and yourselves?
And how are you, everyone? Yes, I want to ask about 3 questions. The first one is, how do you deal with, how do you overcome fame? Because if you now become famous, you tend to live somebody's life and forget your dreams. As more money comes in, you start to change even your character. How do you adjust that? The second one, is there anything that is called small money? Meaning, the bigger you grow, you tend to forget the small cash flow that was bringing something to your business. You now focus on the bigger corporate. There's something called small money. I don't know if you understand me. The small clients, you tend to leave the small clients, focus on the bigger ones. There's something called small money. And the last one, given the South African challenges of fraud and corruption, is there some places that you can say there are still corporates that are still doing business without asking for anything? That is my submission. Thank you. Thanks, Charles. Hello.
Okay. Can I get in, Charles?
Yes, please. A lot of questions there. Go for it.
For sure, I'm here to share my story with the team. Thank you, Motivate. The issue of fame. Yeah, the issue of fame is the most challenging part, which one needs to be very careful with it. So it's like a respect. I believe like your character is the one which will determine your altitude of how you can go in life. So if you are accessible, back to that point whereby I think I've mentioned it before, if you are accessible, automatically the community, your customers will always wish or always want to support you because they feel privileged, and we treat every customer as a special client because we are accessible. If they need us anything which we can assist, we do. If it's something which we need to operate during the weekend, in the cities, that's what we do. And in the issue of the small money, yes, there is no small money, there is no big money. So the point will be the energy there. So what we do from our side, from the customers, which from the existing customers, we just do the maintenance. So therefore, we make sure we maintain our data from what we have. And then the small customer, we also try to accommodate them. We try to help them and motivate them, show them that, guys, we hear what they want to do. From there on, if something which we can assist, we do assist from what we have. And we also respect them and show them we appreciate their service of choosing us or supporting us, because tomorrow you'll never know what will happen with them. They can start small, be big as they will be in the future. Thank you, Motivate.
Thanks, Giv. We've got some questions from MJ. MJ Masha, you can just unmute yourself.
Hi, Sililo. How are you?
Good, MJ.
Yes. Yes. I've got 2 questions here. The first question: most companies are being paralyzed by theft, and then how do you prevent, more especially from your staff members or your employees? How do you make sure they are not stealing from you, and then they are not paralyzing your company by taking out your products, maybe with deals they are making with customers without your knowledge? And then the second question is, you said something about going on knocking at doors. Then what do you do when you get rejected? Do you go back and restructure, or you just accept defeat and then move on with your life? Thank you.
Okay, Motivate. MJ, thank you much. The issue of theft, it's something which it needs the system. So from our side or from our case, we can manage our product because MJ, you need to know your business before you can hire many people. You need to know your business. You need to know your department. Like actually, you need to know, okay, this is the first name of my business. So therefore, this is the one needs my attention. As I'm saying, like now, I know my model of my business. I know the pattern of my business. So I know the first name of my business. So the issue of stealing again, back to because we do have the green meeting, show them like, guys, we're still very small. I know you've got nothing to lose, but you'll be killing the other colleagues because one guy can kill 10 colleagues. So you show them like, if you got a problem, come to me, we'll try to see how best we can help you. And you tell them like, if you steal, yes, the company may close, but we may lose you, not the rest, because you must remember this thing of the entrepreneurship, it's in our blood. It's something which we can fall and rise again because the system which we know, so then therefore that will be the learning curve from our system. Okay, this stealing things, one of the weak points which we need to be strengthened, but we always try to see how best we can protect it before it comes by knowing their systems. And the issue of rejection. Yeah, I mean, this is life, both win and lose. The thing is that you need to always stick to your goal. And if one door closed, the other one definitely will open. As long as you personally are not feeling self-demoralized. You must just, if you are being discouraged, you must just laugh. And from there, carry on. As much as I'm saying, like if people they don't laugh at your dream, then therefore your dream is small. Because your dream is very big. So why should you be shaken by someone that doesn't see the dream? So you're the one who should come and show your dream. So therefore you need to accommodate whatever the failure, whatever the challenges may be. Yes, the rejection is always there. So, but just need to strengthen your faith and carry on with it. Yes, thank you.
Okay, Sililo.
Yes, ma'am.
Another thing here, yes, sorry, Charles. Someone mentioned something about corruption. Then let's say you badly want a contract. Then someone offers you that we can give you something only if you can compensate us in a certain way. Then in your business, in your policies, does it allow you to go into business in such ways of accepting bribery to grow your business? What do you do when you face situations like that one?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Masha. Must keep in mind, you know, the bribery started from above there, but be managed by the business principles and the business rules and believe in your product. So then, like one, you need to just to tell them, like, listen here, my guy, this is what I can offer you, my services. Then in terms of the bribery, we rather take the money for the bribery, contribute it to the skills, to the community where the guys is there. Or we rather take that money, develop it, or give the poor of the poorest, the schools which they're suffering, the kids which they're suffering. That will be the advice mostly I can give the government, the bribery. I'll tell them, like, listen here, my guy, like, I think for you to benefit as individual, why can't we do something like this for the community? Where at the same time we'll be promoting the name of the guy with the bribery. I think that will be the better way to deal with it. Thank you.
Okay, I think one last opportunity. Emmanuel, you've got your hand up before we close off. You can ask.
Yes, I do. Good evening, everyone. Good day. Good evening, Sililo. My question is regarding the quality of life, right? That you get to live as an established entrepreneur. So very simple. At this current state that you are in, right? Do you ever look at your calendar and be like, today is the 20th, when are we hitting month end? Because you're thinking about payday. Might be a silly question, but it's very important to me.
Repeat your question again, Mr. Emmanuel.
Okay. So as an established entrepreneur at this point in time, do you ever look at your calendar and say, when are we hitting month end so that you can get paid, right? Like I can tell you that I've been looking at my calendar for some time, say, when are we approaching the 30th, right? So as an established entrepreneur at this current point in time, does that ever happen to you? Or as an entrepreneur, do you just have access to funds? So if you need X and Y, then left pocket, right pocket.
No, thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. I'm a human being, Mr. Emmanuel. First of all, I've got the kids, they got the needs, got the family. So obviously, I'm getting paid from, let's say, the IT. So like any other employee from, let's say, the IT. Yes, sometimes you do have those challenges of life whereby you wish you can push the calendar so then you can get paid. You know what I'm saying? So I'm suffering that the payday, the payday fever also. Yeah, but as a human being, I'm suffering that also. Yeah, but yeah, I'm like you, Emmanuel, on that.
Okay.
Emmanuel, I think all entrepreneurs have got that anxiety. Doesn't matter, if you work for a paycheck, that's fine. But if you're in business for yourself, doesn't matter how big your business is, you always worry about, will there be enough funds to pay the staff? Will there be enough funds to pay the rent? Will there be enough funds at the end of, and you might have some cash in the bank, but I mean, that only lasts for a certain period of time even. But yeah, it's very true. Most entrepreneurs, I think, have got that anxiety. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot. Thanks for the conversation, everybody, and give thanks to you. Thank you for spending some time with us. I think we've all been inspired by your story, and I know from my side, I wish you only the best, and I know that you're going to be scaling, and the city IT will most probably be in 10 years nationwide. So I think that's definitely going to happen.
I wish I can speak to Maria. I've never speak to Maria. I'm wondering what are they doing.
With who?
I see Maria. I see Buntle. I wish I can just get a voice chance because I think it looks like the woman. Maria, how are you? Maria, talk to me, or Buntle, talk to me.
Oh. Yeah, actually respond to you.
Okay. Oh, it's you.
No, not me. I'm saying Maria because she is in that space as well where she's trying to build up to the next stage.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, that's good. And Buntle, is she? I see Buntle, and I spoke to the woman.
Oh, guys, I have flu.
Hey.
I can't talk.
Oh my goodness me.
Turkey flu.
Okay, but are you good?
I'm good.
What type of business are you doing, Maria?
Okay, I'm doing construction.
Construction, okay.
Little bit of tiling, ceiling, and wiring.
Where are you based, Maria?
In Masterclass, Limpopo.
Oh, Limpopo.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. No, good luck. I'm proud of you, Maria. Keep it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Buntle.
Hello.
Okay, thank you, Maria. No, I think I'm sorted, Charles.
Okay. Yeah, we've got some, people are still shy.
No.
Ubuntu is here.
Oh, she's here.
I'm here.
How's it, Ubuntu?
I'm good.
What a brilliant name. Go talk to me, man. What kind of business are you doing?
Pardon?
What type of business are you doing?
We are farming.
Oh, farming. That's great. That's great. Hello? It looks like network. Yeah, network.
Yeah.
And otherwise, Charles, you got a good team, Charles, and then so proud of the guys here. Yeah, like they should all on, Charles. They should all on, and
they should.
I will share the picture. I'm gonna send the pictures from where we have started to where we are now. They'll be so amazed, man. But it has never been a one-day dream. And I'm planning to take on the second through the business avenue, some other business avenue. Next month, I'm planning to take you to do that other business stuff because we're trying to push very hard until we're stable.
That's
so
the way to do it.
Yeah, we need to encourage the guys, Chelsea.
No, Gift, you'll keep me posted. We're talking. So I'm looking forward to see where we're gonna go next and what Lesedi IT is gonna do next. It's really every time I speak to you, I only hear, hey, you know what, Charles, I've done this, I've moved forward, and it's so good to hear. Guys, thanks a lot. Thank you, Gift, for joining us tonight. Really, really appreciate it, and I wish you all the best and good luck. And we're gonna bring you back again. I want you to speak to some, and you know, hopefully, you know, the entrepreneurs in this group will reach out. The aliens just landed. Anyway. Thanks, guys. Everybody have a great evening, and we'll speak to you all very soon. Make sure you get those milestone ones submitted. We've extended the deadline again for milestone 1. I shared with everybody on the WhatsApp groups a short video on how to complete milestone 1 with the templates that Colella shared with you. So you've got no excuse not to do milestone 1 and complete it and upload it. That's it. Please do it. Otherwise, you are going to miss the opportunity and get left behind. We don't want to leave anybody behind. That's it. Have a great evening. Good luck, everybody. Thank you so much.
You too, sir. Thank
all
you.
The best. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Charles. Bye-bye, everyone. Good evening. Bye-bye.
Thanks, man.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Hi, Beboro.
Thank you.